In October 2025, China shattered its own export record, 666,000 vehicles shipped overseas in 1 month. That's a massive leap. Compared with September, exports were up 2.1%, but year on year, crazy enough, they jumped 22.9%. According to CAAM, the China Association of Automotive Manufacturers, that marks the third month straight that exports have stayed above the 600,000 unit mark. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The heart of this export wave is new energy vehicles, NEVs, battery electric cars, and plug-in hybrids. In October alone, China exported 256,000 NEVs, which represents a nearly 100% year-over-year increase. At the same time, sales of traditional internal combustion vehicles, ICE, are declining. October ICE exports fell to 409,000 units, and over the first 10 months of 2025, ICE exports dropped 5.1% compared to the same period in 2024. So right now, EVs aren't just growing, they are fueling China's entire export engine. That's not a subtle shift, that is a transformation. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wale Blue, and today I want to talk about something that's not just trending, it's redefining the entire auto industry. Chinese cars are taking over. We're not just seeing a surge in local EV buying, exports are spiking, production is soaring, and Chinese automakers are making a serious global play. Let me break it all down for you. Domestically, things align with that picture too. In October, China recorded 3.322 million total vehicle sales, up 8.8% year-on-year. Out of that, NEV sales reached 1.715 million units according to CAAM, meaning 51.6% of all cars sold were EVs or plug-in hybrids. That's a milestone. More than half of new car sales in China are now electrified. This isn't just an export story, it's a full-blown EV revolution in China, pushing both production and global reach. Another key piece of this puzzle is China's battery production. From January through September 2025, China pumped out 1,122 gigawatt-hours of power batteries, up 44% year-on-year. In September alone, battery output reached 151 gigawatts, which is a 50% jump compared to the same month last year. And get this, in that mix, lithium iron phosphate batteries made up 52% of installations, the highest ratio recorded all year. Why does that matter? Because LFP chemistry is cheap, safe, and increasingly popular. It's also helping boost the scale and economics of EV production, especially for mass market models. Battery demand isn't just domestic either. According to government sources, in the first 3 quarters of 2025, China's power battery sales surged 48.9% to 786 gigawatts, while battery exports exceeded 129 gigawatts, up 32.7% year-on-year. That's not just volume, that's serious global reach for China's energy storage and EV tech. To add more color, in August 2025, power battery installation volume jumped 32.4% year-on-year, with LFP making up 82.5% of those installations. That dominance of LFP is telling. It's becoming the go-to choice for large swaths of the EV market. Now, looking at the bigger economic picture, between January and October 2025, the export value for Chinese vehicles hit 798.4 billion yuan, or about 112.8 billion US dollars, a 14.3% increase over the previous year. So not only are they exporting more cars, the value of those exports is climbing fast, reinforcing how China is not just pushing quantity, but premium EV value. Brands fueling this explosion? Think Chery, MG, and Geely. In the first 5 months of 2025, EV exports from those automakers grew 19% according to customs data. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Chinese car makers are aggressively increasing their presence in right-hand drive markets, launching overseas models and targeting emerging regions with serious ambition. It's not all smooth sailing, though. Starting January 1, 2026, China will require automakers to get export permits to ship EVs overseas. That regulation is part of an effort to control oversupply and stabilize pricing. Meanwhile, Western markets continue to impose steep import tariffs. In Europe, some Chinese EVs face 20 to 50% duties. Yet, here's the twist: exports are still surging in the face of these headwinds. Even with growing global competition, Chinese automakers are doubling down. BYD, for example, reported a 33% drop in profit in Q3 2025, partly because it's pouring more resources into overseas expansion. And that expansion is supported by massive scale, more production, more exports, and increasingly efficient battery ecosystems. On top of that, China's trade-in programs are fueling EV adoption at home. Reports suggest that over 10 million applications have been submitted to swap out older cars for NEVs, with a major portion of that demand coming from private buyers. That's not just boosting sales, it's reshaping consumer behavior, pushing more people into EVs. What does all this mean? Simple. The global auto industry is being rewritten. Chinese automakers aren't just building more EVs, they're building for the world. Chinese battery makers are scaling production to match that ambition. The shift to EVs isn't just domestic, it's global, and it's happening faster than most people realize. If you want to stay in the loop on this revolution, the export numbers, the battery breakthroughs, the marketplace, make sure to subscribe to Wale Blue. Because we're not just watching this happen, we're decoding it, and you're going to want a front row seat. Chinese cars aren't just climbing, they're dominating, they're innovating, and they're rewriting what global mobility looks like. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.